Hi. Oh, and look, I had my mic in my hand this time. I was actually prepared. Ooh. The last few times I've had to actually stop and think, wait, I'm supposed to do something, aren't I? And then I'm still trying to remember to tell people, could you please, possibly consider subscribing? That would be cool. And I don't want to sound too pushy. I don't want to be the one that pushes too hard and people hate me. So, it's more like a coaxing. Would you, consider it? That would be cool. Okay. And that's basically what I'm after. Okay, so my partner is in the room. She is shy. That's just, that's part of how she is. But that's how we all are when we were first starting out. So I told her that, if she feels comfortable to go ahead and, speak up and join in. And if not, then, she can just listen in and see how I'm doing it. I am by no means an expert. I'm just trying to find my own way of speaking to people, really. So I have had to learn more new words, of course, and it seems like the learning never ends. And of course, I love that, One of the new words that I learned, and it was a bit strange because all my life in America, whenever I wanted to make something with eggplant, of course, I'm going to look for an eggplant. Don't even bother asking for that in a English grocery store. They will look at you sideways. And they'll look at you kind of like, And they'll have to tell you that no, we don't have those. But if somebody nearby happens to know, they'll tell you, oh, you mean an aubergine. An aubergine and an eggplant are the same thing. And actually, zucchini, they are known as courgettes. And it sounds a little fancy, a little, frou-frou. Instead of zucchini and eggplant, I'm going to have aubergines and courgettes. And I'm not going to have it with oregano, I'm going to have it with oregano. Oh. And see, it just sounds a little bit more fancy, I guess. Last night, my partner, who hasn't said anything yet, but she's got a lovely voice, don't worry, she'll talk eventually. But we were watching a show, and she was talking about how we had these things that could obviously put holes in your paper and everything, and she kind of like gave an abbreviated name for it first and called it an eye puncher. And, my imagination immediately went, oh, geez, even though I knew exactly what she meant. And then she said, well, no, that's it's a shortened one. It's actually an eyelet puncher, which, of course, made more sense. But growing up, mine was called a hole puncher. Not a massive difference, but it is when you have people shortening it to eye puncher. I don't know, if somebody had invited me, I had gone to school here, and they said, oh, well, I'm going to have to go get the eye puncher, I would be decidedly frightened. I'm just being honest. You don't really want to hear that as a possibility of coming closer to you. Just not fun. All right. And in the future, I have some ideas on how I can clarify perhaps the Marmite discussion, or maybe lack thereof, and how to, prepare certain drinks. And I'd really like to get into that, but I can't do it at the moment, but I am going to. But I'm just tired of people sampling Marmite kind of incorrectly. There are not very many people that actually like it straight out of the jar. Some people, most I've known, and of course, I don't know everybody, but most people like a little added and then they mix it in with the butter. But, it just depends. It's a personal thing. But it's pretty cool. Okay, so I heard gammon here, And I had no idea what gammon was. There are some words that, again, it's English, but is it? It's a bit like listening to people that they're moving their mouth, sounds are coming out, some of them are familiar, and some of them leave you feeling a little lost, and you have that look on your face and you're going, oh, come on, can't you figure it out? But no. So, that was what gammon was like for me. And it's actually ham. It's another word for ham. Who knew? But, yep, so if you see gammon, it's just regular ham. A little bit thicker, I think, right? Gaia? Is gammon thicker than regular ham? Or is it actual ham?
Yeah.
Because I don't know.
Yeah, it's cooked.
Okay, so... See, I don't know. There's a lot of different meats here that I've never actually... I've had before, but I don't recognize what they're called. So it's all been kind of a learning thing. I heard someone say fillets, and, the average American I know calls them fillets. But I think that's just, the constant, like, news, fast food ads that are, like, always saying, filet-o-fish, Chick-fil-A. And it's constant. There's loads of it. Maybe. Hi.
Hi.
So you coming over?
I have allergies.
Oh, okay. Yeah, allergies are no fun.
Yeah, when we get some of those Benadryl, then I can...
Okay.
Really...
Well, I'm going to tell people about the peanut butter and jelly.
Yeah.
And if you don't mind, can you stick around and tell them the difference by, like, the toasted and all that?
Okay.
You don't have to say a lot, but if you want to... I would love to have your input on this, really. Okay, so most Americans, when they come to England, they say peanut butter and jelly, and you're looked at rather strangely. The reason for that, and I know that there are videos out there that have clarified this, but amazingly enough, there are a lot of pieces of information in the world that we think people know, we take for granted that they know, but they don't. So I don't think another one will hurt. Anyway, but a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, to most English people, jelly is actually a word to describe jello. Now, imagine if somebody said to you, oh, I love a peanut butter and jello sandwich. Yummy.
That's what I thought it was. I literally thought it was that.
I had to prove her otherwise. Because all I ask of people, all I really ask is let me cook it and let me present it to you and just try it again. Just try it again. Because from a lot of people that have known me, I've been told I cook rather well. Kind of like one of those little side diners. It's really quick. It's not super good for you, but it's really yummy. And I'm always coming up with new ways of making food that I know Gaia likes, and then trying to make it not quite so deadly for me, or just not eating it at all. But I like making other people happy when it comes to that. Anyway, so I have one piece of information for you, and then I'm going to let Gaia tell you a little bit about the peanut butter and jam that she has had. So there's something here called a Damson plum, and it's they have a Damson jam. Now, you won't find Concord grape jam here, not usually. You might find it at an import store, but I've been to a few grocery stores here, and they don't sell Concord grape jam or jelly. So if you want to have something that tastes like Concord jam, look for Damson jam. I had it tasted really close to that Concord grape. You wouldn't really notice the difference, I mean, the only way you would know, obviously, is because you had done it. But I thought, I should tell people about that because it would probably make a difference, because not everybody likes strawberry with, their peanut butter. Some people like strawberry and or grape, like myself. So, okay, honey, go ahead and tell them a little bit more about the toasted one.
Okay, so
I'm gonna have some
when
water.
you think of peanut butter and jam sandwich, you can make them with basically the bread untoasted, but I would definitely recommend toasting it. Not too much, because you don't want it to be like a cracker. That's too crispy.
But warm the bread.
Yeah, warm the bread so it's got a little bit of a crunch, but not too much. And then that's basically just to heat the peanut butter up. So
and the jam.
Yeah, so then they go to a really nice consistency. And I never even experienced that before.
It's...
Because I was thinking it was jello the whole time.
Oh my gosh. I mean, when I realized what people were saying, and they were saying jello, I'm going, oh my gosh. No wonder you hate the concept. I would hate the concept. I'd be horrified. There's no way.
Yeah, I mean, that would be like, I imagine you get a trifle
Mm.
and cut the jello part and then put that on the sandwich.
No. No. I think I'll pass on that. And of course, with peanut butter and jam sandwiches, you have people that like they like more jam than peanut butter. There are others obviously that do the opposite. They have a little bit of jam with their peanut butter. So, yeah. All I can do is hope that either the person that served it to them intended it to be glue so that they stop talking, or they have a whole bunch of milk, of some kind. Vanilla soy milk for me. Whatever you drink, we're good. But yeah, it's been interesting. Now, I've been entertaining myself with the news, the police reports, because if you have been alive as long as I have, you've kind of noticed that humans like to compile lists of funny events, and they like things that are similar, so they'll gather them in that way. Well, I have been looking up excuses that people have been giving the police for violating lockdown rules. And some of them have been really just goofy. I upon initially hearing these things, I was not happy. But my being upset about it isn't helping me, and it's not making any significant change in that situation. So really, I just thought, well, let's look for something funny, and it really was actually kind of funny, stupid but funny. So I heard one. They had driven from London down. I don't remember exactly where it was, but to get a chinchilla. Here you have another one that said, "My son is a rubbish cook, so I take him food every day." Yeah. Oh, I've just been to feed the fish. I've been to buy nail clippers for the dog. See, for me, that I would try to just order it online. It's just my kind of 2 cents. I mean, I know it means you don't get it on the same day, but the idea right now is to avoid people at all costs because there is an epidemic going on. And, common sense would be stay away, and why not stay home and shop a little bit at leisure? It's very calm, there's nobody telling you what to wear or to move or poking you, on your bum with their cart, which is delightful, by the way. Some people do that, and I start to giggle a little bit because it's usually these, so far, I haven't had anybody who looked like they were less than 70 years old do that to me. And I don't know if they realize they're doing it, but it's just funny. And I can't get mad about it, so let's see. We had another one. Oh, this is one of my favorites. I've bought a new catapult and I want to try it out. Okay. Sure you did. Okay. All right, let's see. I don't watch the news. What's going on? I mean, I can almost see the guy being, given big doe eyes like, I have no idea what's happening in the world today. What's happening? I mean, does he really think that's going to work? Okay, so I'm taking my mate into Newport to buy drugs. Well, self-incrimination is, it's a thing. There you go. I don't know. I mean, I'm a little bit more for self-preservation, but okay. I mean, if that's what you feel compelled to do. Let's see. I'm taking my quad bike for a walk, and I promise I'm not going to ride it around a field. Now, to me, that sounds like something a younger man would say to his mom before he went out and did just that. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong, please. What do you think, Gaia?
Yeah.
I mean, they're always like, because they know exactly what they're not supposed to do, and they do it anyway. Crazy people. Let's see. I thought I heard someone say he might be in trouble, so I came to have a look, but I don't know their name or remember the person who told it to me. Oh my goodness. That's scary. I mean, was it elves? Maybe? They could possibly have done some sort of enchantment on him. I don't know. I don't know. And I'm actually gonna tell you guys something that I did out of curiosity. But there are all kinds of very strange websites for all sorts of getting to know you sort of situations where there's lots of sex. So we were in the first lockdown, and the epidemic was going on, and it was frightening. And I had COVID, so I know what it feels like. I don't recommend it. It's awful. However, I just wanted to see, could it be possible that there would still be people out there on those goofy sex sites looking for someone for something perhaps quick? I don't know the word for it, but And so I made a profile, and I logged off, and I went back and I checked, and there were a couple of hundred messages, most of which wanting to meet, and I had the information I was after, because I just had to see if it was happening. So I logged off of there after I deleted my account, because people like that, they're risking themselves. It's crazy, like, don't do that. Don't do that. Just wait it out. It's worth waiting for someone instead of risking whatever it is that they're trying to risk. Is it really worth it? You can do the right thing. You can. I mean, doing the right thing when it's really hard, to me, makes it's just that much more important, just do it anyway.
It's not going to hurt the relationship.
No.
You just wait it out until things are more under control.
I know. Oh, Gaia.
Yeah.
Would you tell them about the favorite food I ever made you, whatever it is? Because I don't know. There's been a bunch of them, and I'm not sure what it is.
Oh.
But I'd like to share, because we both come from different parts of the world, and we have different perspectives on things, and it's just, I don't know, I like to hear how you see things, and I learn. So
Yeah.
if that's
I think
cool,
when you made the tortillas from scratch and then made like a beef and bean burrito,
Okay.
like refried beans. I never have refried beans before, or tortillas, or burritos. So
Oh,
for me, every time it's like, oh yeah, yeah.
that's so cool. Yeah, I didn't find a whole lot of
You don't
Mexican food here.
No, Taco Bell's not really very much a thing in the UK.
Yeah, and
I
it's
know they
sort of
have them.
Mexican food.
They have them, and I guess you have like, you can buy Eau del Paso,
That's true.
but I
But
don't think people do it right.
the reason why is because I did the tortillas was because, honestly, at the store they're very they're bland. They're very bland. They taste like flour, basically. And I didn't want that anymore, so I made my own. And instead of the water that you use, the warm water, I used warm water with chicken stock in it. You can use veggie stock or anything. And use that to mix in with the flour. Use some herbs to mix that in as well. And then when you roll it out, you can get some really, really cool tortillas. And you can also go a different route, like more, like say cumin, coriander, garam masala, and a little bit of barbecue sprinkled on top. And
You're
you
just gonna
mix
do a
that in.
video of that, yeah?
I am.
That's
I'm
something.
going to.
And make it a bit more organized.
Well, yeah. I mean, getting organized is the focus, definitely. But I was fortunately raised in a West Texas town, and I had a lot of people teaching me how to make Mexican food. I had one lady who was teaching me how to make tamales, and those are so nummy, really. But I'm not sure where the channel is actually going to go. I'm just basically like sharing my stories and interesting facts and stories in the world, and I just think it's really fun. So thank you for watching this far, if you have, and I think I've pretty much covered everything I wanted to cover today.
Yeah.
So thank you for taking the time,
And I have a channel too.
you.
Gaia Kitchen.
I will put a link in the video.
Okay.
I promise.
And that's where I do gamers,
Mhm.
play games or whatever, and we just check out new Stadia things. And
Yep.
it's fun.
And these come from Sindicora as well. These earrings, I love them. They're so pretty. Highly recommend. Anyway, I'll be putting all that information down at the bottom. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask me. I'll do my best to answer them. And please, if you're interested, subscribe. And you can hit any button you like. If you want to have all my notices, that'd be great. And I would appreciate that if you could do that.
We play Minecraft too.
And I'll give you more content as I can. Okay, thank you very much. All right, goodbye.